G'day, how yous all going? This is Ian Harris from Australia here again. We're going to do a several part painting where I'll do the background, the midground and the foreground. We'll probably have some basic sky and clouds to learn, maybe a midground of a mountain or some hills, and then some foreground of some trees, okay? And this is a very easy thing for all you beginners, okay?
Okay, here's the colours we're using: titanium white, phthalo blue, dioxine purple, primary red and a mid yellow. Also using a 2-inch blending brush, my knife, my hog bristle fan brush and a small flathead brush for blending. Also I'm going to use some retarder.
Alright, we have our white on the board, the palette with some retarder, because it's going to be a blended sky in acrylic. So let's get all this on. This retarder is going to help our reflection and our sky to blend, okay? Alright, I've drawn a bit of a sketch of what we want here. So we're going to have our sky with some clouds, some mountains and foreground, okay? So with this sky, I'm thinking maybe a bit of a sunset or the sun coming down just behind the mountain, okay? So let's get a bit of yellow. Right. Our yellow is having some retarder in it because that also wants to blend. Okay, so I want the sun probably here, and it's probably going to have some of it in the water down here. So just put that there. Come in a bit, will you? So you can really see what I'm doing here. I'll put that onto the board. Now I'm blending into that wet retarded white, okay? Just about there in that vicinity, because I know this is going to be water, that's going to be the blended sky. Now we'll put a bit of retarder with the red. Now for you beginners that want to do a sky with reflection, do them both at the same time. So I want a bit of red. Okay, now wipe your brush. Wipe it on a rag. Just now everything's got retarder in it, this white, this yellow, the red, and we're going to blend this. Let's hope we don't get it too, that'll do, just blending it into nothing. A lot of this is going to be covered, but the bit that's left will be where the lake is. Blend that up to there. And then the rest will be blue. Now blue into that red will create the darker purples. Alright, now we're going to get our beautiful sexy phthalo blue with the retarder in it. And we're going to finish off the blue. Get it on there. What this does is it allows choppiness in the sky. Now where's our lake going to be? The lake's only going to be about the middle, the rest is going to be. Now blend this. Come along. Now lightly into that red, you've gone lightly. We've got darks, lights, all sorts of colours happening there on the canvas. I'll come over here. Finding that temperament to blend these clouds. See, if I go in one spot, I'll bring up white a bit, or it sort of blurs it really. So just be careful where you want that to be like that, where you want some nice stringy bits, because we're going to put a couple of clouds over this. But if for some reason this blue that we're blending on now is too dark in places, which I'm thinking it might be, we can just add white to it. See what a bit of white does. I'll just dab some white onto the brush, just smashed it in there a bit. This is just to lighten some of it down, okay? Wipe your brush. If you're happy with the blue you got on there, don't worry about adding white. Now we're going to blend that white into those blues and reds. And what we've got to do, while all this is still wet, add our clouds. That way the clouds will pick up those reds, yellows and blues and create the shadows in the clouds. Now we're going to add some sexy clouds, okay? You can just see what that white done. All right, now for our clouds, we'll just get some beautiful, I've just got titanium white. It's very structured. See, it's very thick. So we'll put that there. And we're going to get our fan brush. I'm comfortable using my fan brush for my clouds. So we've got our hog bristle. I'm using the hog bristle because the bristles are really stiff and they attack the paint and they put it on. So let's give this a go. I'll try it without retarder. Now we want some cloud. I want sort of a billowy one up here. Just turn it in there like that. And because we're going to have a mountain here, we want to blend this down, okay? And see, these colours underneath are picking up the shadow for the clouds. We want to make sure that we're picking up some of the red and yellow to create that sunset in the sky. So we'll come here in front of that cloud, swing him down. It's really catching the blue. Get in front of there. Now I'll blend that down. If you find a method that your clouds are working, just stick to that and don't try and get too many other ideas of how to do clouds in your way of painting, because if you have too many options, you can get lost in those options and then you just won't know where you're going. I want another one about here. Turning it, turning it, turning it. Get some more on there if I can. Come in front of that. Because what I'm putting on now, the bottom has to be blended down, okay? Okay, we'll blend this down now. See here, I'm getting right in there. See, a lot of this might get covered up by the mountain. We'll see what happens. Blend that down. Blend this down here. Blend this down. They just get a bit of glare in the sky as well because the sky's looking a bit dark. So I'll put something here and we'll mystify that. Turn that into our white glary mist. Just to tone down the sky a bit. And we're ready to put a mountain in front of this. All right, we've got our clouds, our sky, everything done. We'll blow dry that. Alrighty, we've got the dioxine purple and we've put in the shape of our mountains across the top. I'm sorry I didn't get this on film because the camera was off when I was putting this on and I thought it was on. So now we're highlighting it. That's the dioxine purple. We put that across. Now we want our shadow colour. So I'm just using the same colour with some white, right? So if you look down here on my palette, I've got the dioxine and white and I'm stippling it, pushing it up and down on the knife. See how it's stipply? Now that's how I want it. Now I'm working out from my diagram that I drew before, roughly where my shadow pieces are going to be, okay? So that one's going to come across there. So we'll put some more, let's work out where we want shadow. So I just stick that on there like so. Now, because it's stipply, see how it's left all those lines there? And then when you're pushing this down, you don't have to worry about, oh, did I get it on the side okay? Okay, and we'll put a little bit here, so we'll just push it up and down. Where else can we put a bit? Maybe in here, because I know what's going to come in front of it. Okay, that's our shadow sides. Now we want to highlight them with some snow, obviously, okay? So we'll clean our knife, which I just wet it into my tub of water. It's so easy. And then all that's just wiped off on your towel or a rag and your knife's really clean, ready to go again, okay? Okay, now we'll put the white. We'll put the white on it, okay? So we've got our knife. Come down here on the board, see the white down here? I'll just pull a bit out on my knife, stipple it up and down. Look at this. It makes it pull peaks onto your knife, okay? Now come to our mountain and we'll do this back bit first. Just stamp it on like a stamp. See, normally you've got to pull it down. It's very hard, so just stamp it on like so. And you can even just leave it like that, or you can grab your blending brush and blend it down. All right, let's do some more. This is pretty fun. So we'll get a bit over here. I'm going to drag it down. Get some over here. Now I'll pull this down. Get that at the top there. Pull that right down in front of there like so. That was pretty easy, wasn't it? See, that's coming across there. That's how mountains work. They come across everything. Okay, we'll have a bit there maybe. Now we'll come across to the other side here, the very end one. We get our knife, stipple it on the blade. Now watch, you got your knife all stippled. Okay, we come to the top, we're just sticking it on. See how easy that was? You do not have to worry about trying to feel the right pressure and drag it. If you can do that, that's fine, but like I said, this is all for beginners. Now we want to pull this, leaving some of the darks there. Okay, and we'll get a bit of white in between there. Just so it's not all. That's looking good. Where else can we use a bit? Probably about here somewhere we'll put a bit more of a snowy peak on. So I'm just get some more on it. That's why I don't like these canvas boards, they buckle. I'll get a bit more on there. And we'll sort of pull him into nothing as well. How's that look in the camera? That's fine. That'll do for me mountains, okay? Now what we want to do, we want to just blend from about here because the rest is going to be covered. So we're getting our brush and slowly blending a mist down the bottom of our mountains. Big thick bit of paint here, bypass that and come back to it later, otherwise you'll push all that into everything. So we want to mystify the very bottom section of our mountains. Because this paint has got no retarder in it, it needs more pressure to mystify the paint. As you can see the pressure I'm putting on it. That's looking all right. This purple here looks a bit too much on its own, so I'm just going to add a bit of white in there. Okay, so there's our mountains. You can see what I've done. I've just glared this up. All right, what we're going to do with the top of the mountains, because they're very high up into the sky, they need a bit of mist. So find yourself a little brush you can smear and blend paint with very well. And what you can do, you do not have to do this, but it's something that can just give your painting a bit of. Now I've just got the white paint on my brush. I'll sort of come here and come in front of the mountain, okay? Just like that. Wipe that brush and then smear that into, just like, you know, the misty clouds at the top of mountains? Can you see there? Just do a bit at a time, practice this before you commit it to your canvas. Okay, that's what we're virtually doing. Now I'm looking in the camera, I might put one a little bit, you don't need much on your paintbrush. Might do something around here, so across and blend it. It's just given that detail. The details make up everything on a painting. Can you see how that's misting? We'll probably put some on that back one as well, just so as he's not so lonely. So we'll go there. It's just for a piece of added detail in your painting. It's an art piece, so it's not a realistic how it would be in real life, but you can sort of get an idea of little things you can do in your paintings. Okay, so that's our smoke at the top of the hills. Okay, that's all we'll do for this section of this video, and so by now you should have this much done of your painting. Now the next video we're going to put the centre ground in there, which will be the trees and the lake. Okay? Thanks for joining this video. Like it and share it and subscribe to my channel. Goodbye, good luck and good on ya.